Hey, I'm Comrade Shane, and welcome to Juche Lessons. In this episode, we will be discussing a law in the development and transformation of the world by humanity, that the world develops in correspondence to the development of humanity. Comrade Kim Jong-il once said, quote, "With the development of their independence, creativity, and consciousness, humanity's position and role as the master and transformer of the world are strengthened. This is expressed in their transformation of nature and society." End quote. The development of the world corresponding to the development of humanity means that the world develops according to the level of independence, creativity, and consciousness. In other words, the speed and degree of development of the world by humanity depend on the development of humanity itself, namely, the development of independence, creativity, and consciousness. Our independence, creativity, and consciousness are formed and develop on the basis of social practice to transform nature and society. Humanity generalizes the experience gained in the process of this social practice to remake nature in order to develop science and technology, converts it into material means, and develops our creative ability to remake nature. We also generalize the experience gained in the social practice to reorganize social relations in order to create and develop independent ideology and revolutionary theory, and thus develop our revolutionary ability. With the development of social practice, it deepens and widens with deeper and diversified experience. With this development, more and more people participate in social practice, and their social relations become closer. As a result, people's independent ideological consciousness and creative ability develop. And with this development, people can better overcome the subordination of nature, preparing favorable material, social, and political conditions, activating our labor to conquer nature, and in the revolutionary struggle to transform society. The development of social practice raises complicated and arduous tasks, thus requiring higher levels of ideological consciousness and creative ability. So it develops along with the development of social practice, and as a result, the people's position is strengthened and their activity to transform the world and society increased. As a result, domination and transformation of the world by humanity are accelerated. The development of the world in correspondence with the development of humanity finds its expression in the fact that the development of the world is accelerated in correspondence with the development of people's independence, creativity, and consciousness. First, nature develops fast in correspondence with the development of mankind. We can observe evolutionary development processes at a certain rate in nature itself, but it takes place according to the law of nature that blindly governs and is slow compared to the transformation and development of nature by humanity. On the basis of our cognition of nature, humanity transforms nature purposefully. The development of nature by humanity is considerably fast compared to the evolutionary development of nature itself. People can cognize and actively accelerate the development of nature that otherwise may take thousands of years of its own accord, and we can achieve through our activities the transformation of nature that may not be realized at all of its own accord. This is demonstrated by the fact that social productive forces, the criterion for humanity's domination over nature, have grown faster and faster along with the development of history. The transition from stone tools to iron tools took hundreds of thousands of years. From the use of millstone to the use of steam engine-powered mill took thousands of years. And from the introduction of machines to automation took only hundreds of years. The rapid development of atomic physics and high molecular organic chemistry, information science and technology, biology, robot engineering, new material engineering, nanotechnology, and other sophisticated science and technology all demonstrate the accelerated development and transformation of nature by the people. The speed of society's development also develops in correspondence with the development of humanity. The history of social revolution is the history of the growth of the people's revolutionary ability to transform society. And the long history of humanity tells that the stronger people's revolutionary ability becomes, the faster society has developed. The hunter-gatherer and early farming society developed very slowly and converted to slaveholder society about 6,000 years ago. Now, considering the origin of the human species as millions of years ago, the existence period of this stage of society was so long as to take the absolute majority of human history. The slaveholder society existed for about 4,000 years, while feudal society for about 1,000 to 1,500 years. And socialism emerged only hundreds of years after the birth of capitalism. With the development of society, the existence period of each subsequent exploiter class society existed for shorter and shorter periods. This tells us that the growth of people's revolutionary ability accelerates the development of society. And in particular, in socialist society, where people are the masters of state and society, social development gets free from the exploitative class and anti-popular social systems that hamper our social development, and people's independent ideological consciousness and creative ability develop very fast all over the society in a unified way. As a result, socialist society develops fast beyond comparison with exploiter class societies. And this is why the bourgeoisie is always so afraid to compete with socialist society on an equal level, and why they always use measures such as interference, embargoes, and sanctions, such as with the DPRK, in order to restrict their development, to make it more of a fair contest for the capitalists. In addition to them using imperialism and colonialism to help try and rectify some of the contradictions of capitalism, which of course in turn only makes deeper contradictions across national lines, as Juche helps us understand more deeply as well, which we will talk about more on another episode. Comrade Echo actually has an episode on nationalism and Juche, which is related to this topic, which I suggest you all go watch on her channel. The accelerated development of the world, according to the development of people's independence, creativity, and consciousness, and to the growth of their activities, is an objective law that governs the domination and transformation of the world. This social law of development, clarified by the Juche idea, tells us that it is necessary to constantly enhance independence, creativity, and consciousness, to activate the struggle to transform nature and society, as the revolutionary struggle and socialist construction get intensified. That's all for this episode. Check out our Facebook and Twitter pages for more Juche and DPRK content, which I will leave links to in the description of this video. If you enjoyed what you saw, please remember to like, subscribe, and share, so we can raise the revolutionary consciousness of the masses, and because I run solely on your motivation and encouragement. Red salute, Juche comrades!